Grenada among Caribbean countries to benefit from UN Joint Fund. This story and more in the National Report.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by switching to energy-efficient appliances? By switching to energy-efficient appliances, you can help lower your energy usage. Your refrigerator, for example, is amongst the highest energy-consuming appliances within your home as it remains running throughout the day and night. Switching to an energy-efficient refrigerator can lower your electricity bill by up to 40%. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by switching to energy-efficient appliances. What can you do?
Grenada, energizing our Grenada.
With the details to the news for Friday, 10th October 2022, I am Abigail McIntyre. Grenada is among 4 Caribbean countries down to benefit from a United Nations Sustainable Development Goals joint fund program aimed at reducing poverty and vulnerability in the region. The joint program, which was launched on Tuesday in St. Kitts and Nevis, is being led by UNICEF in partnership with other UN agencies like the World Food Programme, the International Labour Organization, and UNESCO at a cost of roughly $3 million. Delivering an address virtually, Minister for Education, Youth, Sports and Culture, Senator the Honorable David Andrew, welcomed the responsiveness of the United Nations to the needs of the country.
This program is timely, as many of us are still grappling with the impact of COVID-19 on several of our key sectors, such as education, agriculture, and tourism, but in particular, on the vulnerable, including women and children, and those involved in the informal work sector, for whom security and formal protection are largely unavailable. Furthermore, the program has well incorporated elements of Grenada's National Sustainable Development Plan 2035 in its people-centric approach. People empowerment and the consistent presence of youth voices in making policies and decisions is imperative for my government's transformative agenda.
Grenada's focus for the program will be on developing technical vocational education, training, and strengthening social protection systems in the country.
Our focus on developing and strengthening TVET policies will transform technical and vocational skills into a mainstream activity for youth development and human capacity, creating an enabling environment for versatility, resulting in less poverty and unemployment. The extended impact is the development of a cadre of young persons motivated to explore their full potential to positively impact social progress.
Besides Grenada, the program known as Resilient Caribbean, engaging and training youth, strengthening integrated social protection sector delivery, will include Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, and the British Virgin Islands. The joint program will leverage and build on regional support from the OECS Secretariat. Passengers traveling between Carriacou and Grenada will no longer be required to pay the airport user fee of 10 EC dollars. This follows the Government of Grenada decision to waive the fee. This is welcomed news for passengers traveling from Lauriston Airport to Grenada and who for years have been paying the fee. However, it was not paid by travelers from Grenada to Carriacou. Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and Local Government, the Honorable Tevin Andrews, through his ministry, made the request for the waiver via a cabinet submission. It was approved by the cabinet with support from the Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation. Minister Andrews said this now puts domestic passengers traveling between the islands on an equal footing and views this as a major achievement for his government. The Lauriston user user fee was first imposed in January 1994 upon the completion of rehabilitation work on the airport, the only airport on the 13-square-mile island of Carriacou. The waiver of the airport user fee is being done with immediate effect. Meanwhile, plans are in progress to upgrade the Lawrencetown Airport to facilitate night landing. Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell continued his ministerial visits on Friday, accompanied by Cabinet Secretary Mrs. Ruth Rouse, Executive Secretary Ms. Akira Lessie, and Press Secretary Mr. Hirokata. Prime Minister Mitchell met with staff from the Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation, followed by the Ministry of Economic Development, Planning and Tourism. He was greeted by Minister for Infrastructure, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall, Permanent Secretary in that ministry, Mr. Michael Stephen, Minister for Tourism, Honorable Lennox Andrews, and Permanent Secretary in the ministry, Ms. Kim Frederick, as well as other members of staff in the respective ministries. The Prime Minister commits to hosting more staff engagements with the various ministries. The Grenada Medical and Dental Council is assuring the public of its commitment to ensuring professionalism in the medical and dental fields. During a press conference on Friday, Council member Dr. Sean Charles and chairperson of the Council, Dr. Robert Yearwood, explained that one of the other roles of the Council is to investigate complaints about the authenticity of an individual's certificate or license. Dr. Yearwood said the complaints must be written and addressed to the Council, which will then conduct an investigation.
In addition to this, and the public may not be aware, is that we also will investigate complaints that are made against medical and dental profession as it relates to their practice. All right. So this is one important function that the Council executes as we endeavor to ensure high standards and protect the public.
The Medical Council, we have to investigate the complaint very carefully. So one, we need it in writing. What we actually do is we then will, for the purposes of natural justice, to bring the person to whom the complaint is about, bring them into the picture, show them the complaint, ask for their side of the story, and also we have to verify all the facts independently. It is a process, and that's one of the functions of the lawyer on our team.
Vice Chairperson Dr. Julie Dubois added that individuals must pay keen attention from whom they receive medical and or dental care.
Very, very important, we would like the public to know that whenever they step into a dental office or a medical office, they should make sure that the person who is attending to them is qualified to do so. And this is only confirmed when you see the person post up their certificate of practice and the licensing and the registration certificate. The registration certificate is a one-time thing, like we previously said, but the licensing, it should be current. You should look for the date of expiration and make sure that that person is legally practicing.
The Grenada Medical and Dental Council, which operates in Grenada, has just been awarded recognition status by the World Federation for Medical Education. Recognition status has been awarded for 10 years with immediate effect. The Grenada Medical and Dental Council was established in 2010 by the Health Practitioners Act. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight, candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
A special birthday surprise on Friday morning for Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell, who celebrates his 45th birthday on Saturday, October 8th. Management and staff of the Prime Minister's office and representatives from other departments under his leadership were part of the celebrations. Permanent Secretary Mike Sylvester also shared in the spotlight as he celebrates his birthday today, 7th October. The staff took the time to enhance the decor at the Prime Minister's office at the ministerial complex and invited a few of Grenada's top cultural icons to serenade the PM and his permanent secretary.
I want to say that I generally think, I'm pretty calm and cool, and I can't be surprised. I knew something, and in fact, I told my colleagues a short while ago, who obviously were part of the conspiracy, that I knew because my birthday was tomorrow, they were trying something outside. I didn't expect that the trying something outside would be this massive of an effort and this fantastic use of the government buildings to create such a wonderful atmosphere. So I really couldn't think of any place better that I would have wanted to be now to celebrate my birthday with. And I'm happy that, as luck would have it, or as God would have it, that my PS is also here celebrating his actual birthday with all of us. So first, I want to really wish Mike a wonderful day today. I'm sure he's a little surprised by all of this, as I am, and therefore, if he wasn't having a good day before now, I'm sure that has changed, and he will certainly enjoy the rest of the day.
PM Mitchell expressed his gratitude to PS Sylvester for the hard work he has been doing over the years and the guidance provided from him thus far as Minister for Finance.
I want to thank Mike as well for all of the support, advice, hard work that he has been doing before I got involved in public life. And since I've been the Minister of Finance, without his help and support, I probably would be drowning and a long way from shore. But I think with him by my side, I certainly feel sure-footed, and he has really been supportive.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has begun its round of public consultations to discuss a national sports policy being developed for Grenada. The first community meeting was held in Guelph St. John on Thursday evening to engage sporting enthusiasts to get their recommendations and to address any concerns they may have about the policy. The proposed national sports policy seeks to provide a structured framework for the development of sports in Grenada, addressing issues like coaching, education, facility upgrades and construction, financial support, and operating sporting councils, among other areas.
You want to know what are the reward and benefit for your performance. You want to aid in coaches' development and an open opportunity for coaches' development and participation in sports. One of the key foundations, we want to make sure that when you identify talent, that you can give the support that are needed to take you to the different level of sports. We don't want to be sitting in the ministry and hearing that a feeling go off need a sandpit. You want you to be able to manage your council properly. You have the support through finance and human resource, so you could get your sandpit up and going. You could identify your talent in basketball and netball and football, and say, well, Mr. Benjamin, you have this person to work with, and we give that person the financial support, the assistance that is needed to come out to train and to meet the demand of maybe assisting him or her in school activities. So the sports policy will help answer some of the problems that we have faced over the years.
That was Coordinator of Sports Carlin Peters. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Norman Gilbert stressed the need for a working relationship between government and sport men and women if the policy is to be effective.
That exercise is to ensure that the parishes play a pivotal and integral role in terms of the development of sport, and to ensure that the national policy is implemented from the grassroots level, ensuring that you as the sporting enthusiast sport clubs have a stake in its implementation, and that's why we are reaching out to you throughout this entire consultative process. We at the ministry obviously would provide whatever support we have to ensure that the implementation is successful, but this cannot be done without the assistance of the grassroots organizations that we expect will be the beneficiaries. When Mr. Peters presents, I know that he would probably speak on the structure in terms of how the policy is going to be implemented. And I know that he's also going to speak in terms of what is the expectation of your role as sporting enthusiasts. I would appreciate that we have many desires, and I also want to indicate that while your desires may be many, the ministry may not be able to fulfill all at the same time. This process of transformation will not happen overnight, and I also want you to appreciate that. While we would work with some level of expediency and alacrity, we also would want to ensure that we do it well. And so do not expect that we're going to be able to achieve all that Mr. Peters is going to present tomorrow. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some work. We believe that St. John's already have some semblance of what we believe is critical at the parish level, and it would take some work to get it operational and to be at the level where we believe it is reflecting what the policy indicates.
And that story brings us to the end of the National Report for today, Friday, 7th October 2022. Recapping the top story, Grenada among Caribbean countries to benefit from UN Joint Fund Program. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Abigail McIntyre. Thank you for joining us.